Hey everyone, and welcome to Thursday's edition of the vlog. Now, I had a fantastic trip in Sydney, New South Wales and around the outer suburbs. We went to Australian Reptile Park, we went to the Wollongong Reptile Expo, and of course we filmed for CBTV Australia, which will be launching in mid-September as well. I'm just starting to do the editing now, so that's awesome. Didn't have too much success with the merchandise, but we didn't push it as much as we wanted to as we were filming and networking and all that sort of stuff at the expo. So we're going to share this around and do a bit of a sale to push this stuff, because this is a majority of these are going towards animal conservation, the proceeds. So what will happen there is we will be selling these and contributing where we can to help different species of animals in Australia. So it's all for a good cause, and they are a great t-shirt, mugs and notebooks. So we've got that going on, and I've actually got to show you a new addition to our collection. So let's start off with that. So here we have our new addition, which is a zebra carpet python, and it is a black and white mutation from Jared Sharp. And this guy is a feisty bugger at that. He's very flighty, and I'd say it's due to either lack of handling or just the fact that there's lack of any human interaction. And he's keyed in on my hand right now, and with that, see that S position, that is basically a defensive posture saying, you know, get away, I will strike, I will bite you. But he's going to calm down a fair bit. I'll work with him over the next few weeks and months. You can see him keying in, and you can tell when they're about to strike as well. They get to that like shaky and wobbly stage, but he's quite keyed in right now. And he was extremely flighty when I got him, and basically he will be used as a breeder, but I will use him every now and then in shows, stuff like that, if I can get him to settle down a little bit. But he hasn't had a feed yet. I offered some last night with no prevail. Obviously still settling into the new tub and new heating system, so there's a few things that need to go that way before he starts settling down and everything like that. So I'd like to introduce you to him, and if you'd like, drop a name down in the comments and we'll name this guy, because I used to name them a lot, and now that I've got a new one that I actually really enjoy, especially the genetics on this. I believe that these zebra carpet pythons were produced from a jungle carpet python clutch, and it was just some freak patterning out of the clutch, and it's actually a codominant genetic mutation. So there is a super form for this. If you breed a zebra to a zebra, you're going to get a super form, which is normally a almost patternless carpet python. So it would be amazing to see one of these bred to maybe a zebra jungle carpet python or something like that, or maybe even just a jag. I've got a few things that I am planning on doing with this guy, but for now I will work with him a bit and get him to calm down, settle into his new environment, and then eventually I'll get him a enclosure from Reptile Cribs, and he'll be set for life then. So there's a few things that need to happen before then, and he's still quite flighty now. He's gone in, but I'll give you a bit of a close-up on that. How cool is he? He's going, say hello. But there we go, there's my new addition from the Wollongong Reptile Expo from Jared Sharp. So another thing that I wanted to touch on was that I actually decked out this enclosure here, and I had to move all the tubs out and put a 12-meter heat cord that runs dual length down each and every shelf to give it that optimal heat for the snakes. But I've opted with a red desert sand for the black-headed python, and the reason I've done this is because there has been so much misinformation regarding sand with snakes, lizards and all those different species. Now, gut impaction can happen to reptiles if the prey item, for example, if I fed this black-headed python last night and I made sure that I got paper towel, dried it down, and then got some more, wrapped it up, dried it down again to the point where that rat was completely dry, so there was not that much sand being ingested when that prey item was going down the system. So there's a few tricks that you can do to prevent from gut impaction, and it's a matter of just watching the reptile, watching how it interacts with its enclosure, especially with dragons, for example. If you have a water bowl that's not too deep, you're going to get a lot of, the dragon will travel a lot through that water and will drag that sand through there, and that can be a way of getting the gut impaction. With that said though, you do have to be careful, and even though I do it with some of my snakes for naturalistic enclosures, like the black-headed python, the lomas I'm going to be setting up with sand, and the bearded dragon I'll set up with sand. I do it because I believe that there's no reason why they shouldn't be on it, except for the fact that you need to watch what they're doing. But everybody's different, so you need to be mindful and do your research before you leap into using sand as a substrate, because I don't want anyone to do what I'm doing and then go, hey, Nick was doing that and now my snake's sick or my lizard's sick, because you haven't done enough reading or research on the substrate. So just wanted to touch on that and let you know that this enclosure looks really, really cool now. The black on the red sand is awesome, and I'll give you a good close-up of that in a second. So as you can see here, the black-headed python is doing very, very well. He's on that hot spot right over here, and have a look how good this enclosure is. It's a simple setup, and you can see where the black-headed python's gone through here, traveling around, having a look, grabbing some water as well. But this is what I'll explain to you now, is that, see that little bit of sand there? That will have to get cleaned up, because obviously I do a daily or every second day water top up, but I want to make sure that there's no sand in that water, so when that black-headed python goes to drink, it's not going to ingest any water. So it's just the little things that you need to keep an eye out for. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here. Before I do that though, I'm going to show you a little snippet of what we did down in Wollongong, so check this out. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of the Wollongong trip that we did, and a few little things that we got to experience, like Kellyville Pets, Australian Reptile Park, James Bindoff, and the expo at that. Don't forget, as always, to subscribe for me, share it if you'd like it if you love the video, and of course check out CBTV Australia. It's going to be launching mid-September, which is going to be an awesome time, so I'll get straight into editing after this. Until then, I will see you on Monday.